way it currently stands, forced labor, slavery takes precedence over rehabilitation and public safety.
Oh, by the way, while the Biden administration gives reparations to everyone but free people, look at the billions he has run over to Ukraine.
We don't have black grocery stores because if you think about it now, just to get in that supply chain, it's almost unheard of.
They don't want the truth to get out. Okay? I don't want to know what my family did or what all these people did and all this stuff like that. Okay?
Come on.
You read that 500-page report.
There's this thing called white superiority and black inferiority. That mindset allows all of the behaviors that we've seen across generations, allows for the construction of these policies and practices and systems and structures that continue to oppress us. This is not a handout. This is a debt that is owed.
You know, Allensworth was like the internet of his time in 1904, 1905.
The total black population in California is about 2.6 million, and then of that, the descendants compose about 2.2 million of that. So California, with a multi-billion-dollar surplus, can absolutely afford to satisfy the international terms for reparations, beginning with compensation.
Any financial obstacle that exists that impedes the success of increasing financial prosperity needs to be dealt with and eliminated.
No matter where we've been, no matter what part of this fight we've been in, we've been harmed, and we've had harm done to us specifically.
When I got to Los Angeles, this was some of the worst segregation I'd ever seen. And remember, I'm telling you, I'm from Mississippi.
Because as you can see, I'm giving you broken history right now, you know? But I had to give it to you guys today. I said, no, I got to show them this because it's so precious and nobody really knows about it.
Black people don't have that kind of luxury. Our historically black communities have been redistricted multiple times.
Now listen, if you can't handle the TR roof, don't tune in.
All right, so today we're having a special report and update about what's going on up here in the California fires.
Yeah, California's definitely burning.
But before we do that, we do have an upcoming show on Sunday, if you don't mind pulling that up. So yeah, this Sunday we're going to be talking about Mississippi, which is a microcosm of Black America, and unveiling of the Obama's portrait. And we're going to have the wonderful and the one and only special guest, Angela Nirvana. So come check us out this Sunday at 9/11 Emergency Day, 10 a.m. So that's 10 a.m. this Sunday. Please join
us. Family, you're going to want to tune in for that so we can see what's going on in Mississippi and how it got to the dire straits that it's in right now with its water situation.
Yeah.
All right. So let's get into it.
All right. So Fairview Fire now burning towards Temecula at more than 27,400 acres, and this is actually in Southern California. California's largest wildfire of 2022 continues to burn thousands of acres near the Riverside County community of Hemet and is now moving rapidly towards Temecula. Firefighters are still struggling against the enormous Fairview Fire in Riverside County, which continues to scorch thousands of acres near Hemet and is now moving rapidly towards Temecula. As of Friday afternoon, the state's largest wildfire of the year sits at 27,463 acres and is still only 5% contained. A flood watch and high wind warning are in place for the area of the fire as Tropical Storm K moves up the Baja California coast and closer to Southern California. The huge wildfire first sparked just after 3 p.m. on Monday, and in less than 24 hours killed at least 2 people who were trying to escape the flames. By Wednesday morning, it had burned about 5,000 acres, and by Wednesday night, it had exploded to over 18,000 acres, with fire crews containing 5% of the fire. The official cause of the fire is still unknown, but Southern California Edison said Wednesday that it is investigating current activity around the time the fire began. We do have a video that will be playing shortly as like now. So here we go.
News happening just outside the valley. A fire raging on in Hemet right now and still threatening more communities, including Anza. We now go live to News Channel 3's Crystal Jimenez at the command center. Crystal.
Good morning, Angela. We are at the command center in Hemet. If you've been with us for the past hour, then you notice that this parking lot has definitely gotten busier since we first been here. Fire officials are arriving so they can head up the mountain. Some of them are coming down so they can get some rest. Joining us this morning is Marco Rodriguez. He is with CAL FIRE. Now, this fire has already grown to a little over 27,000 acres. What are you guys expecting for today?
So given the weather conditions and the conditions changing today, we expect the winds to be a little bit more erratic. We are expecting a little bit of rain and hoping that we get a little bit break from the heat, but that also brings thunderstorms and potential for more fire.
And right now, I know yesterday we were at 1,100 personnel here assisting. That number has gone up, you were mentioning.
Yes, so that number has almost doubled to 2,153 personnel committed to this incident, given the size increase.
And all of these people are coming from pretty much all over California to come and help with the fire. The evacuation warnings has reached up all the way to Anza already. What can those residents do to prepare in case it actually becomes an order?
Well, it's important to gather all your belongings, pack your cars, pack all the things that are important to you. Also, you can visit our website. If you have any large animals, there are resources that you can use so you can take them and keep them safe at CAL FIRE RRU.
And we'll also have those rescues on our website if you guys want to look that up if you need to. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. So it's going to be another long day for firefighters. They're going to
Wow, 2,000 people, personnel to go help with that thing. Hopefully they can get that contained.
Yep.
And a little bit closer to home, there's a fire they're calling the mosquito fire. This article says the mosquito fire jumps American River, tears through Tahoe National Forest. California's mosquito fire burning near the Placer County town of Forest Hill has reached 29,585 acres, meaning the blaze more than doubled in size since Thursday night, the U.S. Forest Service said just after 11 a.m. Friday. The fire's burn area was mapped at 13,704 acres at 10 p.m. on Thursday, CAL FIRE said. Aircraft struggled earlier in the morning to accurately map the fire's perimeter due to the thick smoke covering the area, but were finally able to capture the burn area size later in the morning. The fire is expected to see similar growth today and tomorrow with 100-degree temperatures, low humidities, and light winds in the weather forecast, the Forest Service said.
Right.
Yeah, so I think we have a video associated with this one too.
Here we go.
Colorado County's out destroying several structures. Let's get right to the evacuations as we sit here tonight. In the deep purple is where you see the actual fire itself, and then surrounding the communities of Forest Hill to the west, and then also Todd Valley to the west of that. You go even more south to Georgetown, and they also are under mandatory evacuation. Everything in yellow is the evacuation warning zone, so you see how widespread this area is.
Right now, the eastbound I-80 exit to Auburn Ravine in Placer County is closed because of this fire. The flames have burned more than 13,000 acres, which is up from 8,000 just a few hours ago. 1,000 structures are threatened. There is still
Yeah, so we were actually on our way to head up the hill today for a film business mixer, but we ended up changing our plans due to the severity of this fire, even though the location was not in a evacuation zone like they showed you on the map there. But yeah, we just figured we didn't want to take any chances. And then the smoke's got to be, heavy enough to cut through with a knife. Can we take a quick look at that smoke video?
Let's do it. Wow, that is crazy.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to be up in that. I don't think for any reason. So
Yeah, I woke up this morning and I just saw it was hazy outside, and I was just like, man, why is it so hazy? So I
yeah,
can
my
just
eyes.
imagine.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, I can just imagine being closer, to the fire. I'm sure
Right,
that.
we're in Sacramento, over an hour away, and we're still getting it. Like when I woke up, my eyes were like red and stuff. Like I have allergies, but it's just the smoke irritation from all this smoke.
Mm. All right, so I think we have another story, unfortunate story. Another one here in California. Neighbors say deadly California fire ignited at lumber mill, a source of tension in Weed. The giant green warehouse known as Shed 17 loomed across the railroad tracks from Debbie Cummings' Alamano Avenue home since she moved there in 1988. On Friday, she and dozens of her neighbors watched in terror as the building turned into a giant plume of black smoke and flames. The first 911 calls came in just after 12:45 p.m. Report of a fully involved commercial structure fire. A dispatcher relayed to firefighters according to archived radio traffic. This will be at the mill near the fire station. Minutes later, a firefighter replied, "This is the entire Shed 17, probably 50,000 square feet. Fire is now jumping Highway 97 with a strong south wind. We're going to need at least 3 alarms on this." Within minutes, powerful winds blew the fire into Weed's historically black neighborhood, Lincoln Heights, just to the north of Cummings' home. Dozens of homes burned to the foundations. The fire eventually burned more than 6 square miles. 2 women died. The mill. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, the mill referenced in the radio traffic was Roseburg Forest Products sprawling lumber mill on the north side of Weed, a fixture in the community since the late 1800s, and now one of the local points in a CAL FIRE investigation into what the agency calls the mill fire. Where exactly the fire started remains a mystery. CAL FIRE hasn't yet identified its origins, and officials with Oregon-based Roseburg told the Sacramento Bee they're cooperating with CAL FIRE's investigation. They told the San Francisco Chronicle that the ruined warehouse was used to store unused equipment. The company didn't respond to requests for comment Monday for this story. Weed Mayor Kim Green and Councilwoman Susan Tavari said they heard the fire began on the Roseburg property. Numerous residents of the city of 2600 have heard the same. Yeah, so actually, we were just out in Weed shooting some footage for our documentary Reparations Now. And we just saw all these areas that they described were impacted by the fire.
Yeah. Yep, it's really unfortunate because they call that area the Lincoln Heights, which before that time was called the Quarters, if I'm correct, named after the slave quarters, so they called it the Quarters. And I do have a couple of friends who do have relatives up in Weed and who are from Weed themselves, and they're just trying to pull themselves together off of this tragic incident. So yeah, let's go to a video and we'll be right back.
Well, we lost our home yesterday. The fire started raging I live over on Wakefield. It's right off Highway 97. But I work at the school up there. They said it was a fire over there by the old planer mill and stuff like that, so I knew my aunt lived on that road, so I tried to go over there, tried to pick up my aunt, went up Railroad Avenue. The flames were so bad I couldn't get up the road, so I went back to work, and you just see the old building where the fire started, it just started burning down. Yeah, I was able to ride by my home and see my whole neighborhood. Although we lost our whole neighborhood. And we live over in Lincoln Heights, which is probably one of the oldest black neighborhoods in the northern section of California, probably from Redding on. So, yeah, and I've been in my home for 40 years and stuff, and I lost a couple neighbors and stuff like that.
So we have opened this shelter in response to the mill fire and the mountain fire. To help assist the clients here that are in need, that have been evacuated, we provide a safe place for them to stay, to sleep, food, shelter, the things that are required when you're living at home. We try to make this as close to home as possible.
We've been here for the past, I'd say almost 24 hours. We got an update that said that we were going to have to stay here another at least 24 hours before the evacuation gets lifted. And other than, we left everything. But what we've heard unofficially is that the fire itself did not jump the pond and move south, it stayed north. So I feel that me and my family are extremely lucky with the fact that we didn't lose nothing. So many here have. My boss that I work for lost his house, I think, and then quite a few others had near misses. We've had at least 3 in the past 2 months. So it's scary. I mean, just to think about it, this heat with the fires, and it's just only going to get worse.
Wow, what a tragic story.
Yeah, I remember when we went to go shoot up there, and shout out to Mr. Al Bearden. We had the fortune situation to interview him. He's a resident of Weed, and his family moved there. But when we went to go shoot up there, there was, if I recall, Kim, there was actually a fire when we were up there. It was a small fire somewhere up on the hill, but
yeah, not the hill, the mountain. It was up there
yeah.
on the mountain. And I did, when I got home, research was like weed fire, just to see what was going on, to read on it more. And it said that it did seem to come from arson, which is just horrendous. Anybody doing arson should be put under the jail.
Yeah. Really, really unfortunate. But, this is the current state of California.
Yeah, with all the dryness that we have, and they mentioned in the story that even if you do get some rain with the thunder and lightning, that also gives you a chance for more fires, creating more fires from the lightning strikes.
Yeah. Well, let's. You want to pull up the map that we have for the current activities? So looks like we have active fires. Once again, we shared the story for Fairview, which is down in Southern California, the Mosquito Fire, which is up here in Northern California, the Mountain Fire, which I believe is up here in Northern California, the Mill Fire, which is in Northern California, the Fork Fire, the Coyote Fire, the Power Fire, looks like a Walker Fire, the Lisa Fire, Barnes Fire, and Redford Fire. Those are some of the ones that are of interest right now, and not saying that there aren't others according to CAL FIRE, but those currently are the active fires, which I don't know, in my opinion, that's a lot.
Oh, that's definitely a lot. And CAL FIRE has got to be super busy right now and spreading their resources thin. This is a lot.
Absolutely. Let's go play. We have a video of the map, an active map by CAL FIRE. So yeah, fam, as you can see, I mean, it's just crazy right now that's going on with the fire. So hopefully, you know, this fire departments can maintain some of these fires this upcoming end of summer, I think it is, right, Kim? We're in September.
Yeah, we'll be getting into fall pretty soon here. I wonder how many involuntary servitude slaves in the prison system they have out fighting these fires.
Yeah, I know in the past they definitely had involuntary servitude firefighters out there. Currently, I mean, that's a good question. I have to look into that a little bit more.
California, you know, hopefully can make some strides to end involuntary servitude in the near future here, but also giving them some kind of credentials so once they do get out, they are able to legitimately get hired on as firefighters and use these skills that they acquire during imprisonment.
Absolutely. So that's pretty much it in the news. This is a special report and update on the fire situation. Once again, come check us out this Sunday. We're going to be talking about, once again, Mississippi and the microcosm of Black America, and unveiling of the Obama's portrait. Special guest Angela Nirvana right here on Amend the Mass Media Group, Sunday, 9/11 at 10 a.m.
911 fam. We will see you Sunday at 10 and be safe out there.
Definitely be safe. All right, we are out.
The way it currently stands, forced labor, slavery takes precedence over rehabilitation and public safety.
Oh, by the way, while the Biden administration gives reparations to everyone but free people, look at the billions he has run over to Ukraine.
We don't have black grocery stores because if you think about it now, just to get in that supply chain, it's almost unheard of.
They don't want the truth to get out. Okay? I don't want to know what my family did or what all these people did and all this stuff like that. Okay? You read that 500-page report.
There's this thing called white superiority and black inferiority. That mindset allows all of the behaviors that we've seen across generations, allows for the construction of these policies and practices and systems and structures that continue to oppress us. This is not a handout. This is a debt that is owed.
You know, Allensworth was like the internet of its time in 1904, 1905.
The total black population in California is about 2.6 million, and then of that, the descendants compose about 2.2 million of that. So California, with a multi-billion-dollar surplus, can absolutely afford to satisfy the international terms for reparations, beginning with compensation.
Any financial obstacle that exists that impedes the success of increasing financial prosperity needs to be dealt with and eliminated.
No matter where we've been, no matter what part of this fight we've been in, we've been harmed, and we've had harm done to us specifically.
When I got to Los Angeles, this was some of the worst segregation I'd ever seen. And remember, I'm telling you, I'm from Mississippi.
Because as you can see, I'm giving you broken history right now, you know? But I had to give it to you guys today. I said, no, I got to show them this because it's so precious and nobody really knows about it.
Black people don't have that kind of luxury. Our historically black communities have been redistricted multiple times.
Now listen, if you can't handle the TR roof, don't tune in.